Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's episode of Market Check brought to you by BB. There is no second best live YouTube stream to talk about markets. Welcome back, guys. Happy Monday. I mean, I feel like this is kind of become par for the course for the last few weeks where we get a lot of bearishness on Monday and the rest of the week. I mean, has played out the way that it plays out. But usually one of the things I've kind of been like noting to myself throughout the last 2 or 3 months is how just like extreme the sentiment will swing throughout the week, and Mondays have been kind of synonymous with dumps, at least thus far today. That's what we're seeing. It's what we're going to talk about on today's stream. Is this just is this just a fake out before higher pricing? Is this a sign that we are about to see the market cool off for maybe a week or two? We're going to talk about it on Market Check today. But welcome, guys. I'm Tommy. You also know me as Snorlax, joined by Chef Jackus and of course Max. Welcome to everybody. I hope we had a great weekend. Not watching price too much. Maybe I mean, who knows what you were doing this weekend, but hopefully you were having a good time doing it. Before we can get started, before I can start yapping about the market, Bitcoin, ETH, altcoins, we're getting a pretty nice buyback already during New York session today from what I'm noticing. I'm going to ask if you guys can hit that like button for us. We are 3 or 4 days removed from a 15% daily candle on ETH. I don't want to forget that we just saw that on Friday. It's amazing how this market can make us can swing the emotions back and forth. But if you enjoy this content, if you are looking for some alpha on today's show, hit the like button. We'll do our best to cook for you guys. Start the week off right, and yeah. But Bitcoin is kind of giving a little bit of a dump this morning. We're already retracing a majority of the dump already. So, if you're somebody who likes to say the cycle top is in every single Monday, well, I doubt this week is going to be any different than the last few weeks. But, is it possible Bitcoin trades lower? It could happen, right? I mean, ETH kind of rejected that first tap off of 5K. We didn't quite tag it. We front ran it by, I think, like 50 or 60 points. Is that a sign that we're looking for a deeper pull down on ETH, right? On a sweep of the previous highs? Or are we about to see ETH potentially, trade sideways around these prices? Because I think that's what makes the most sense to me. Not like a super prolonged sideways, but maybe like a vertical accumulation. If we're going to be bullish from this juncture, not have further pullbacks, I think that's what you're going to see ETH do, is probably chew through some of these asks, some of this or some of these asks, right? It's at all-time high level, so of course it's an important level of resistance on the chart. But I have to imagine once ETH enters price discovery officially, we're going to start showing some real price acceptance. Obviously, Bitcoin's kind of been that turd in the punch bowl, though, because for the first time all cycle, we kind of have these questions about, okay, who is the next marginal buyer for Bitcoin? And I think, we could probably point to countries or sovereigns potentially for who that could be. But the supply side does seem to be weighing on Bitcoin's price. I think not just on the chart, but also sentimentally, right? I mean, you have these Bitcoin whales who just keep selling billions of dollars of Bitcoin, some converting them into ETH. I saw that over the weekend. Somebody converted $10 billion of Bitcoin into ETH on Hyperliquid. So, I mean, I thought that was pretty cool, but also probably a signal, or a question is raised. Are the gains for Bitcoin for this cycle pretty much over? And if that's the case, we should be looking for further altcoin rotation anyway. So I think a lot of points to discuss from the last few days of price action. We haven't even been live since ETH put in a 15% meat stick for one. I think we kind of were on Friday, but not for the full extent of it. But yeah, I mean, BNB, we talked about this right before we went live. Like BNB is basically in price discovery right now. You have a lot of other altcoins that are, I think teasing that they really want to break out. They just need a little bit from Bitcoin to find its footing. But I mean, that's what I see in the markets right now, guys. Equities are kind of a nothing burger so far today. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on equities. Probably not. Probably more so for crypto. Is the cycle top in on yet another Monday?
It's over. We are back. It is so over and we are so back. How could it be over if it never even began? We've been in a bear market this whole time.
But how can it be a cycle top if we haven't even started?
That's a good point. Makes plenty of sense to me. Well, I had a pretty good weekend. Looked at price a little bit, but nothing too crazy. Went to a wedding. It was fun. Check price looked good for a little bit. Then check price again, and it looked really bad. You know, it's a scam market, and that's okay. But
the first rule of crypto: you don't check prices through the weekend.
well, no, the first rule is when you're at a social gathering, just go to the bathroom every 10 minutes to check price.
True.
That's the rule.
And then show them your bags.
Yeah, and then tell them to buy my shitcoin. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't put too much weight in what happened this weekend. I mean, it was a complete and utter, scam. We actually talked last week on this show about this, like the classic CT, manipulation of a new all-time high, right? So ETH first front runs the all-time high by a little bit, like 1%, pulls back. Everybody says that's it. Then we scam up on a Sunday night, make a new all-time high, only to get rugged, and they send it right back down. Whether it was going to be the Bitcoin whale nuking the entire market like an asshole or something else, it's a pretty like consistent pattern that we see with these all-time high breaks is like short the crap out of it, scam it lower just a little bit. Everybody gets discouraged, and then the real rip comes later on. So it was like, well, it was either going to be that Bitcoin whale selling like $3 billion of Bitcoin, or it was going to be something else, but not surprised. Like we talked about that idea of making a new all-time high marginally, and then everybody gets wrecked for like 48 hours, and then they send it back. So let me put it this way. I think Tom Lee is on the buttons. I do. I think that Tom Lee is on the buttons. I think we're going to be fine. ETH looks way better than Bitcoin here. I actually don't like how Bitcoin looks. I think Bitcoin looks fine, but like I am a little worried about Bitcoin here. But just to be super clear, like when ETH and altcoins ran last cycle, Bitcoin looked terrible as well. Like that's actually the environment in which altcoins thrive in late cycle, is when people are rotating heavily from Bitcoin into ETH, into Doge, into shitcoins. Most of the altcoin gains last cycle even happened when Bitcoin was bouncing into a complacency shoulder. I will remind you, and we can go over that example. I'm not saying that Bitcoin's in a complacency shoulder right now, definitely not. But I don't think I can make a really solid case for holding and being overweight Bitcoin here based on how it looks right now. I don't really see it, but I don't know. Maybe you guys disagree. I just think that we're in like inning 7 right now for Bitcoin.
You think it's over, Max, for BTC?
No, I don't think it's over. I just don't think there's any multiples left in it.
So what it will do, like go sideways and alts will run?
I think you could maybe see 150K on Bitcoin, maybe.
Okay.
But I don't really, like when I say I don't think there's any multiples left, like I don't think Bitcoin will even pull a 2x from here,
Gotcha.
But I do think it can go higher.
We're sweet, but
That down immediately.
It's a scam market, guys, but it's our scam market. I think I will say I kind of like the skepticism around Bitcoin potentially appreciating more, and I will say I have some reservations about the chart myself. Supply definitely seems like the heavier hand at this point, barring another demand side catalyst. Which I think would have to be like SPR, some sort of sovereign buying. Who knows? Bitcoin has a way of cooking up bullish catalysts when you least expect it. But when I look at Bitcoin, to me kind of looks like it does want a little bit of a deeper rinse. But I agree with you, Max. I think in general, it doesn't really make sense to be overweight Bitcoin at this point. Like, I guess if you're kind of scared about the market, you might feel safer in Bitcoin, protect you from altcoin drawdown. But at the same time, I mean, Bitcoin dominance looks very, very topped. ETH and Solana strength. And ETH and Solana Treasury Company trades, I think, still have a lot more juice left in the tank, whereas the Bitcoin Treasury Company trade seems like it's kind of hit, like a local stopping point. So maybe we have to rinse out some froth on Bitcoin here locally before we can begin to move higher. But either way, I think that we're going to see, at the very least, ETH BTC continue up and outperforming, or ETH continuing up and outperforming Bitcoin here over the next like 6 to 12 months. I think you can either view this market from like two standpoints, right? And it's kind of the same dichotomy that we've consistently been posing on this show. The first is, are we shortened cycle, right? Or extended cycle? If we're going to blow off into the end of this quarter, into October, then yeah, most of the gains on Bitcoin, I assume, are probably gone. Like, maybe you get another multiple, but it's going to be a much higher risk reward bet to be in altcoins if that's the case. And then obviously the other one would be, okay, well, extended cycle. Okay, we can still see Bitcoin dominance set to go lower. So I think in either case, it makes sense to be, I mean, not all in altcoins, obviously, but more overweight altcoins than Bitcoin. That's for sure.
Yeah, I still think that BTC can do the multiples. I still think that it can produce, similar 2017 like price action in which people saw that it already went into a parabola, and then it alt started to outperform, then alts halted, and then it stole the show again, and then alts perform again. The tough part really is how long everything's taking this cycle, and this is what we've been saying for so long, is that higher for longer. Markets will go up over a long enough period of time here, but they will not go up in a straight line as you want. At the same time, you will not get the largest recession that you call for every single Monday, as you said, Tommy. That everyone
really
calls
is like
every single Monday.
Monday, man.
Every Monday there is the largest recession ever coming through. So I don't think you're getting that either. And so what we are seeing is this flow from BTC now to ETH, probably later into alts too, but again, more drawn out than anyone thought possible, while everyone will keep on screaming for the largest recession. So I still do think BTC can have the multiples, and I think it can. I do think it definitely have 2x in it still.
I do too. I do too, actually. I'm not, because I'm mainly saying that off the fact that I don't really think that the cycle is going to be over this quarter. If it is, then I don't think that it has another multiple in the tank. But I mean, I think for me, like, what I would like to see, just given how heavy Bitcoin has been trading, clearly somebody needs to puke. If we just go up from here, then I think, more heavily start to entertain the idea of, okay, we could be cycle topping in like September or October. I think what makes the most sense, given our expectations that we're kind of mirroring. Wait, my outfit is a top signal. I'm wearing a Nike t-shirt with a chain. Let me live, man. Let me live. I think, given how
Everything is a top signal, Tommy. Everything. Like, listen, Tommy wearing a Nike t-shirt, right? That's top signal. BB running a stream, top signal. I do not know. Sun came out today, top signal. People are just looking for top signals in everything. again,
Sorry that my
higher
wife
for longer.
has good fashion sense, I think. Anyway, yeah, cycle top about it.
It's in.
It's in. It's over.
About that, it's in.
No, I mean, I could see like a deeper flush on Bitcoin here to relieve some of these. I mean, clearly, I think you have trap buyers that are serving as supply. You have Bitcoin whales that are serving as supply. Maybe we need a little bit deeper of a correction on Bitcoin before we can start moving higher more aggressively. I mean, I think if you did see a deeper flush on Bitcoin, as long as you're holding above, I personally think the level is like 100K. I think as long as you're holding above that level, I'm going to remain very bullish on Q4.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, what we are seeing right now during, the few hours is BTC actually kind of being stronger than ETH, but kind of also where you want to see that coming in. Maybe that means a local ETH BTC pullback, and BTCD pullback, of course. Although I don't think, like I would go on with Max, and I think ETH still has more multiples than Bitcoin does in that sense.
Yeah, well, I definitely agree with that. What's ETH BTC at right now? I had the best steak on Friday night celebrating my wife's birthday.
I can't wait for you to buy me that same steak in October.
I had a Wagyu New York strip with a side of black truffle mac and cheese, mushrooms, cream spinach, and an appetizer of jumbo lump crab cakes.
Top signal. Cycle
divine.
top signal.
It was divine.
My boy got the black truffle add-on. That's top signal.
Well, I could have gotten the lobster add-on, but
that would have been recession starting if you did that. Yeah.
Single-handedly put the forever top in on crypto.
I think as long as Bitcoin is above this 2025 value area high, it's fine. But I don't know. I give up. It's just over, Zero.
I do not know what everything on the chart is. Well, actually I do, but it's a top signal as well. Must be.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it looks fine. It looks scammy, but it's fine. I don't know. I just don't love how Bitcoin looks here.
You don't like it at support?
Not really. It's not about like the support. It's more about just like the momentum. Like ETH just looks so much better,
That is true. That is true.
And it's like when ETH starts looking better than Bitcoin and actually follows through, what does that typically mean for the cycle? That's my issue. It's not like I'm trying to pick a fight with Bitcoin. Like it's just,
I gotcha.
It's like let's go back and look at. I mean, when ETH BTC is actually trending higher, not like a scam, but like actually trending higher. That's my issue.
I could see them like taking turns, potentially.
Mm-hmm.
Like ETH is outperforming right now. Maybe even ETH tops before Bitcoin. How would that mess with people's minds? Imagine that outcome. For example, not that that's my bias. I'm just kind of spitballing here. But what are the odds that these assets top like months apart from each other?
Maybe. I mean, I had this idea a while back where I was like, what if we just had like a full-on Bitcoin cycle, and now we're going to have a full-on ETH cycle? I don't know exactly what that would look like, but I think it makes sense to think that ETH is going to outperform from here. I mean, given how the ETH BTC chart looks and Bitcoin dominance chart looks. But I don't know. We haven't seen it happen before where, like Bitcoin will top like 6 months before ETH. Like it's usually like, okay, let's do this. Let's look at like last cycle, right? This is a good example. So like, I mean, last cycle was weird because it was a double top, but we're going to look at the first top here as our evidence. Okay. Because this was kind of like the real top. I mean, we went on to make new highs, but it wasn't supported by spot. Obviously it was, mostly perps driven, crime driven, but ETH over here went on to put in a majority of its gains when Bitcoin was actually rolling over into a shoulder, right? Here's I'll make it orange for Bitcoin. So ETH up top, Bitcoin down below. You can see that structural divergence where ETH went on to do from, let's just take we'll just go from this high. ETH went on to put in a 70% rip, and from this high then to this high, Bitcoin dropped 9%, right? So we have seen, and this was over a month, right? So we did see a top form, like a month apart, and then of course ETH put in a huge flush and caught right back up to Bitcoin. But I don't know. Like, I'm not saying Bitcoin is topped. Like, I don't, because ETH BTC just started moving, right? And when ETH BTC just starts moving, Bitcoin typically has quite a bit of runway left. So here, let me change these candle colors. We don't need the volume ones.
Well, ETH BTC really started to run in 2019. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So like when ETH BTC really starts to ramp, like we'll just say like this was your bottom, right? Before like it really began to ramp. It's like you're kind of done, like ETH goes crazy. We could throw up like Doge and things like that. You could see what Doge did during this time. That's when Doge went bananas, right? I don't know. I just look at Bitcoin and I'm just it's really the MicroStrategy thing. It just, for me, and I know Jackus, you disagree with me, and I think you probably are a better MSTR trader than me for sure. I don't trade it, but I just worry a little bit about structures overall. But then we could go back to
Wait, so you think MSTR is top, Max?
Yeah, I do. If I'm being honest,
I just don't think in that sense then the rest of your case kind of fits, because if MSTR is stopped, that means BTC is stopped. That also means that you have like 1 month left on alts. I don't think you can have MSTR topped, which means BTC topped, and have like a 1 year or even like 4 months of altcoin outperformance here.
Somebody tell altcoins.
I think it's okay if they keep on ranging for some time now, BTC and MSTR. But I don't think.
Here's what I'm saying though. Like, all right, let's look at it like this. Bitcoin tops here. Structural divergence between ETH. Like ETH rips, Bitcoin slowing down, ranging. ETH BTC's ripping. This was the MSTR top last cycle. Yes. Right here. I'll make that a little bit thicker. That was the MSTR top last cycle. You also had altcoins on that second leg up, like Sol, that absolutely ripped face while MSTR was still ranging, well off of its all-time high. You know, it took from that high, you know, like a year damn near to actually roll over and for the cycle to be done. So you had, you know, ETH putting in a majority of its gains closer to when MSTR first topped. And then you had a lot of altcoins like Sol, new L1s last cycle, put in their huge parabolas way late stage when MSTR was already topped. So if we're going over here to our current cycle, I'm not saying Bitcoin's topped. I'm just like not interested in it here. And I'm really spooked by this MSTR chart because we're seeing structural divergences between ETH and Bitcoin here. We're seeing ETH BTC start to pick up. We don't really need Sol here. So I'm just saying, like, when ETH BTC starts moving, like puts in its definitive bottom, you're pretty late stage Bitcoin cycle. And this could take, just like last cycle, this could take, you know, way longer. This is clearly an extended cycle. Like this could be out here, you know, we could be out here into 2026, you know, Q1. I'm just saying, like, I don't know if I'm that confident in MSTR actually resolving this structure. I think it's going to look a lot more like what we saw last cycle, which is like over a year's worth of ranging, you know, like this thing. And in the meantime, ETH, altcoins, beta will rip. There will be big corrections and things like that. But I don't know if this cycle is going to extend as long as most people are saying. Like, I feel like I could see January.
Wait. Most
February,
people are
maybe.
saying cycle top is in.
Well, you know what I mean. Like,
You know?
not those guys. Like, I think there's a lot of really sharp guys that are thinking this cycle can go even into 2027 or like the entirety of 2026. I don't know if I agree with that, honestly.
Yeah, but to me that feels like a minority.
Could be. It could be. I think Bitcoin maybe goes like 150, 160 or something. I think MSTR is topped. I think you're going to see 90 to 120 days of alt mania sometime late Q3 into Q4, maybe stretching into Q1 with Bitcoin making marginally new, you know, highs. But I don't know. I'm not super encouraged by like what I'm seeing with Bitcoin. Like ancient whales dumping, MicroStrategy owns 3% of the supply. Every time they buy, it seems to be smaller orders because they can only sell so many of their shares. ETH BTC looks really good. I don't know. I think you're just going to see an alt season that stretches maybe into January, February, and that should be it. But if presented with new info, like if Bitcoin just like finds legs here and starts ripping, I'll happily switch up on that for sure. If MSTR goes and makes a new high, then everything I said is wrong. Then my bias is shifted. If MSTR cannot make a new high and they own 3% of the Bitcoin supply, I think it's the same as last cycle, maybe just an extra 3 months.
Yeah, I just don't think, like, I see what you're saying, and let's hypothetically say that MSTR is truly topped and BTC is topped more or less. Then I just don't see a bullish case here for alts anymore. I just think they go and die right now. There's like do you know that meme? I cannot say the N word, but he says it in the meme. But there is no top. You're good. Sorry, there is no escape pump. You're gonna die.
But
Right?
Real
That's
quick,
the
But if
case.
you look at last cycle, it's like when MSTR was in a complacency shoulder, that's actually when alts went crazy.
Yeah, but the alts are not going crazy right now.
Well, yeah, right? Because ETH hasn't even really made a new all-time high. Kind of did.
It did, and alts didn't even like cared. I don't know.
Possible.
I see what you're saying, and I think you're sort of somewhere in the middle. I don't think the cycle top is in, and I find it even crazy that we are talking about it because, again, guys, look at how psyop the market is, and I've been saying that, you know, last week, that the ETH just hit all-time highs last week, and BTC trades, you know, still like 112K. as we speak, or something like that. And the market is sentiment-wise in fear levels as in nearly April. It's where it was in June lows and nearing April. And that's like, you don't have a cycle top on the wildest depression that you see among market participants. I don't see it, but perhaps this time is different. Alts will never rally. This was it. And cycle top is in. Well, in that case, I don't see her getting an, like, BTC is stopped here, and you're getting 4 months of upside on alts. I just don't see that being the case. In my opinion, it's either like higher for longer for everything, as I've been saying, and I will keep doing that until I see change in structures and stuff. But apart from that, I just or it is, as the bears keep on saying every single Monday, and they finally get it right, and the cycle top is in already.
And guys, just to be clear, I see some literal salty McGee's in the comments. Okay, listen here, down bad bucko. I'm not saying that the Bitcoin top is in. I'm literally calling for an alt melt up in 90 to 120 days. Okay, it's literally exactly what all of you want. All I'm saying is that I don't like how MSTR looks. I am spooked by the structure, and I'm spooked that they own 3% of the Bitcoin supply, and I'm spooked that these ancient Bitcoin whales pop up, and every weekend there's an 80,000 Bitcoin wallet that suddenly comes awake and dumps $1 billion of Bitcoin. Okay?
At
I
the
am
same
not saying
time,
that the cycle top is in.
at
That
the
is not
same
what I'm saying. I think
at
we
this
have so much time left. If I thought the cycle top was in, you would see the shit coins that I hold, boom, because I would be exiting. Trust me, you will know when I think the cycle top is in. You will see it in the charts. I do not think the cycle top is in. We're just debating the dynamics between these higher time frame charts that really determine directionality. What's ETH doing versus Bitcoin? What's MicroStrategy's influence on Bitcoin? What do you want me to say? Like, oh yeah, MicroStrategy looks really good here, guys. It doesn't. Like, it just straight up doesn't. But it can. Like, if it goes on and makes a new high, then we're probably going to see like a 400K Bitcoin. But it needs to prove it, right? I'm just pointing out something that makes me feel uneasy about Bitcoin. But it doesn't translate over into altcoins. That's what I think a lot of people are not understanding. They're getting caught up in me being like, I hate what MSTR looks like. Like, literally what MSTR looked like shit last cycles when Doge pulled 100x. I don't own MSTR. I don't care what MSTR does. I barely have exposure to Bitcoin. I own a ton of stuff that's like Doge, though. I mean, guys, like, really, like, don't cherry pick like little snippets of what I'm saying and be like, that's what you said. Listen to the full explanation.
cherry
Like,
picking something out of context, nothing better.
yeah, it's like I say a full, like I say like 5 paragraphs, and they take the first 2 and they're like, that's what you said. That was the entirety of what you said.
Mm-hmm.
Max is an idiot. Okay, maybe I'm an idiot. I don't care. Go buy MSTR then. Prove me wrong. And by the way, go chart MSTR against ETH and Bitcoin. Tell me how that looks. Oh my goodness. Talk about a disaster. Oh my gosh. You know what? I'm going to chart it for you. I'm going to show you the disaster. I'm done with you guys today. You guys pissed me off. You guys pissed me off.
Max, the chat says you need a chain.
Dude, that's top signal. When I start wearing a chain, that is top signal. Okay, here's MSTR ETH. Guess who tweeted this out over here and said, sell your MSTR into ETH? Me. Guess who got shit for it? Me. Yeah. Oh, fuck. You're going to make me share my screen. That's real. Look at this chart. Would you buy this chart? Would any of you buy this chart? This is a bullish chart to you guys? This looks top for the next 4 years, in my view. This is MSTR ETH. You're cooked. How about Bitcoin? Looks horrible. Like, that looks so top to me. So it's like, all I'm saying is like there's these certain dynamics at play that are keeping me somewhat cautious on Bitcoin and the duration remaining of the cycle. Because I'm seeing a lot of people, and again, this is anecdotal, right? There's no accurate way to gauge it, because like I follow different people than Tommy. Jack follows different people than me and Tommy. Like we all see different baskets of opinions, right? Which is a good thing. But to me, it seems a little bit like everybody is in the camp of like this cycle will without question go into like late 2026. I think you could see Q1. I do. But I can't be expecting a 300K Bitcoin when MSTR Bitcoin and MSTR ETH are doing what they're doing. But it also might mean that like maybe we don't get an alt season, you know? I think that's super unlikely, actually. I think once ETH flips 5K, then we'll finally see that rotation. But, you know, oh, you said that the Bitcoin, like you said the cycle top is in. Oh, what are you talking about? Oh, it's not what I said. What up, Meat Stick?
What's going on, guys?
I'm crashing out. It's not a big deal.
I joined mid crash.
Just play it cool. Just be cool about it. Yeah.
Max just showed up as a will, and he was attacking the comment section.
That's good. They need it every now and again.
Dude, they're pissing me off this morning, Louis. Like most are really cool. There were a couple that just like they needed that virtual bitch slap, and I feel like I gave it to them with charts, but you know, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of crashing out this morning.
Do you feel spanked yet, Anon?
I mean, I think people are ready to write off alt season right as IWM is painting like a 20-year bottom against the NASDAQ. That's what I would say about that.
I agree, Tommy, but that's how it works. You know, that's what markets do. You know, the ingredient that most people forget in markets and investing and trading is this psychological aspect. It's probably the most important aspect. And markets will have you capitulate, give up, throw in the towel, usually right around the time the big move is going to happen. That's what they're designed to do. And that's likely what's happening, right? Like you saw everyone excited on Friday. And now you had a bad weekend, and then everyone is crashing out. And anyone who wasn't already crashing out from the week sell-off leading into Friday is now also crashing out. Meanwhile, all the high time frame bull signals for a risk-on rally in crypto and low-cap stocks is about to get underway. They're going to have to learn a lesson the hard way. So give into your emotions, crash out, sell it all, walk away, and then you'll feel 10 times worse
Great
in a couple
advice.
months from now.
Already doing it.
Louis, in case you didn't know, you joining Clyde is a cycle top signal.
I was selling it all. I had to sell everything before I joined. So I got a lot of different bags. So it takes.
You guys like how this chart looks? Does this look good? Is this bullish to you guys?
MicroStrategy divided by total.
Total 3. Does this look bullish to you guys? This is MSTR paired against shitcoins. Does this look bullish?
Looks bullish for all coins.
That's what I mean. Louis, it was a whole crash out, bro. You completely missed it, man. It was a full-blown crash out of me being like, yeah, we're later stage cycle than people want to think. I'm very loose on that. Like it's like a strong conviction held loosely kind of thing for me. It's like I can't get over how bad MSTR looks, which is really bumming me out for what I think Bitcoin should do. But that doesn't mean anything for altcoins. Like that's actually when altcoins do really well is when MSTR and Bitcoin cool off. It's exactly what happened last cycle. And then you chart MSTR against literally everything and it looks cooked. You know, like MSTR against total 3. Like look at this trend that's breaking right now. Like we are just about to start like the fun part. And then everyone's like, "Oh, he's an idiot. Oh, he thinks Cycle Top is in. I only tune into the show for Jackus." Guess what? I only tune into the show for Jackus. And I'm on the show.
Why
You
is
think
the
you invented
conversation
only
about
tuning in
me,
for Jackus?
man?
I only tune in for Jackus. I'm a supporting character. You don't understand. You wouldn't get it.
Man.
Some people join because of me, some people join because of Max, some people join because of Louis, and some people join because of Tommy.
Probably
Nope.
And
not.
then
Nope,
we
we
are
only join because of
Probably
Jackus.
not.
Everyone.
all
The
of
show
us
is
here.
being renamed to Because Jackus. And that's it.
Bro.
I like it.
All of us here are friends, and we are just enjoying our times crashing together, calling for
We have
cycle
each
top.
other.
You know what would be the funniest outcome is if the market waited to rip until what is the date the 4-year cycle is projected to end? It's like October, right?
I think it's like
Yeah,
October,
end of
November.
September.
Something like that.
Yeah, end of
Bitcoin
September,
rips like
early
right
October.
after October. How funny would that be?
That'd be funny. Like a
That'd
huge
be-
correction in like October, November, and then rip into Q1.
Or just like Bitcoin makes a new high at some point before like October. Altcoins go crazy. People think the cycle top is in, and then Bitcoin starts to rip face in Q4. That would be the funniest outcome to me. Get everybody to sell their bags right before they send Bitcoin like parabolic. But
I feel like
that's
so many
just,
people are out of the market. I find it hard to believe that there's that many holders left. I feel like they were getting picked off left and right for the last year and a half. There's not many left. There's not many left. And the people that do get angry, I feel like, are ones that are flip-flopping, right? Like they're selling and then they're seeing stuff like what we saw on Friday and they're buying again. And then they're sitting there chasing all those pumps Friday night, getting excited. And then Saturday and Sunday come, and they get dumped on again, and they're selling again. And then they're just chopping themselves up that way. And then the rest are just sitting here like, you know what, we think that there's a high risk beta asset rally on the, in the near future. We're just going to accumulate, buy and hold and wait for that to happen. And the rest of the market is just chopping themselves to bits if they haven't left already. But that's a good thing. That tells me that we are very close, in my opinion. Right? This move wasn't going to happen. You're not going to get what I like to think is coming is something similar to like the .com bubble, right? Where the internet was around way long for a long time before the .com bubble occurred, right? But the .com bubble was kind of like that craze, that flurry of craze and stuff like that kind of really stamped internet and internet companies on the map and kind of solidified it. I think that's what we're seeing in crypto. And they're not going to make it easy to catch this move, right? It just is what it is. And maybe they are weeding out some tickers. Like maybe like there's certain stuff that won't be, in the future of crypto. We don't know. We're going to know as we move along here. But this was never going to be easy, right? This was never going to be easy. And a lot of people come here for quick money. And the only ones that do make quick money are the criminals, right? So if you're not a criminal and you're not here taking advantage of robbing people, guess what? It's going to be difficult, right? It's going to be difficult. The first 3 years of my crypto investing journey were down and sideways. I was only in the red for like 2.5, 3 years, but I just kept buying, kept accumulating, kept learning. And here we are today. I work full-time in crypto and I'm still chasing my goals. I still have not yet reached my goals. All right. So 8, 9 years later, I'm still here every day doing it. right? But yeah, you have people here that have been here for a year and a half and they want you to feel bad for them. Like, no, I don't feel bad. Get a grip or get lost. Like, this is it. Like, it's either this or this is what frustrates me is like everyone, and this is nothing against 9 to 5 jobs, right? This is nothing against that. 95% of people are gonna work a 9 to 5 job. There's nothing wrong with it. The problem with it is people think it's normal to work a 9 to 5 job every day for at least 40 plus years of their life to retire semi-comfortably. And no one bats an eye at the 40-year time span you are spent working for your life, right? But you get an opportunity to invest in an asset class that's on the precipice of real-world expansion and real-world adoption. You got to wait a couple years. Everyone flips out. So it's like, make it make sense. Working 40 years for the rest of your life to retire kind of comfortable is normal and okay. But waiting more than a year or two to invest in an asset class that could eventually or at some point change your life and your kid's life, your generation's life, people can't wait that long. So pick your poison, right? Pick your poison. I'll deal with the annoying market for a couple of years. That's how I look at it. So and the local price action day to day is not going to change that thought process for me.
You must love the game, Louis. You hit the nail on the head. You're competing with people who love the game. You can't half-ass this shit. You gotta, and I'm sorry for the language, but like, you're competing with people who not only do this for a living, but they love the game too. So
You know what, Tommy? I'm going to correct you on something. We're going to bring more swearing to this show, okay? That's what it needs. You can't apologize for that. We're going to bring more profanity to this show in a big way.
Well, all that you guys just said tells me that it's a cycle top. So
top signal.
Best I can do is a cycle top.
Yeah.
It's gonna work one of these days.
Oh man, that's funny. That's funny. Did anyone realize that Bitcoin is doing exactly what it did at the range highs, or no?
Did anybody realize that the cycle top is in?
Gosh.
How about the fact that not only a whale converted 10 billion in spot Bitcoin into spot ETH, but they did it entirely on Hyperliquid? How about that?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Interesting. Good. I like it.
So like they did it by themselves.
Yeah, all on chain.
Wow.
By the way,
That's
guys, you mentioned something I forgot to or I didn't want to cut you out, but like there is all this talk about some ancient whale selling. Well, where is all this talk about new whales buying? Because when we look at the on-chain stats regarding wallets that hold more than 1,000 Bitcoin, they all keep growing by a significant number. Doesn't matter what the price is. So yes, ancient whale might be selling. What does it tell us? BTC is getting way more distributed, which is healthy by its nature. So yeah. Again, what I said, sentiment is in gutters with BTC at 100,000, 112,000. Sentiment is in the gutters while being at support. Yeah. I suppose another Monday, another cycle top. As you said, Tommy, at the beginning of the show.
I think it's funny how a lot of people who did not call the cycle top in 2021 are using a lot of the same indicators that predicted the 2021 cycle top, or like the same structure of 2021. It's like, I mean, if you didn't call the top in 2021, what makes you think that this is going to be directly applicable? And I know that's kind of ironic for me, given that I'm like, I had a friend call me Fractal Chud last week. I got such a kick out of that. So shout out to Bripto. I doubt he's watching right now, but he called me a fractal chud. I know it's kind of ironic for me to say like, yeah, 2021, or you can't just like broad brush one bit of price action onto the current cycle and expect it to work. It's just, it would be more credible, I think, if people who called the 2021 cycle top said, yeah, this looks a lot like that. Not people who honestly were probably left bag holding in 2021 because they were expecting the 2017, 2018 parabola to ensue. It's just kind of like the same story, but people need, I think, like a blueprint to be able to look for. And this cycle has largely been very different, very uncharted waters at times. And I mean, eventually I think we're going to keep resolving to the upside in the same way that we did in 2017 and 2018. I think it was Jackus that pointed this out last week. But yeah, I mean, the structure made everybody think like, okay, is the cycle topping or is the cycle over at like every juncture? Butters is trying to be in the camera, but but yeah, those are my thoughts. Fractal chud.
No. Okay.
Do you know what Butters is doing?
I do not think that the cycle top is in. I do not. I don't
Tell
know
me.
how else to say it.
Tell me which the right corner that's Butters walking over there.
Butters is like right on the cusp of being on camera.
And guys, this is the thing here. Total
There he is.
3 paired against ETH. This is when your shit coins run. Okay. This is the most oversold that we've ever been on this chart. This is a custom RSI script, so you wouldn't get it. But this is value down here, guys. Like, this is the fun part, you know? Waiting for something like this. Like, we're going to get some big bounce here into the end of the year. Like, that's going to be fun. That's going to be really, really fun. Cycle top is not in.
How can cycle top be in when PE cycle top haven't even crossed yet?
When what?
How
Pi
can a
cycle?
BTC cycle top be in when PE cycle top indicator haven't crossed yet?
What's PE?
Oh, the pi cycle?
Oh, pi. Yeah.
Pi cycle. Yeah.
I'm putting, I will say, I don't think that thing is working this cycle. I will say.
Yeah, I don't think there is.
I don't
much
think it's
signal
fitting
there.
this cycle.
And that makes sense because the amount of time based consolidations we've had, I feel like has changed just the dynamic of Bitcoin. What's that? What's the other one you like, Max? Was it the true value or
An on-chain indicator?
yeah, it's on the terminal.
I like the terminal price one.
terminal price. Yes, that's
Yeah.
what's that sitting at?
I think it might be over 200K, but I can't remember. I have to check terminal for it. But yeah, I think it looks, it might be 200K. I can't remember.
I can try to pull it up here. Sign in. BB terminal, the number one tool for this bull market, which isn't here yet. Just kidding.
That the top is in on?
We haven't had a cycle, but the top is in.
Yes.
You get
yes.
me?
Now you're learning.
Yeah. Let's see here. I guess I should be looking at the pi cycle bottom indicator then, since the top is in. We'll be looking for the pi cycle bottom. Where's terminal price? There it is. Keep that in log. 237,000.
I hope it's right.
Yeah, we've always tagged this level. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 different cycles. Interesting. What's the green line? Realized price?
You want to share your screen? We can look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is one of my favorite just because it works to the downside too, where Pi Cycle top was fit in hindsight. It was retroactively fit. I can't remember the date. It did happen to call last cycle pretty well, but this one, the terminal price, I think is better because it kind of gives you like an upper like theoretical limit and then also to the downside. Like it's called every bottom pretty closely. I mean, at least like the region, it doesn't give you like a price, right? But like the bottoming range. And it also kind of shows you that theoretical top. So yeah, I mean, it's a ways away. Like you'd have to zoom in and go over where the current price is, but yeah, so 200 something thousand.
I'll tell you what, though, if we're not coming back to here, we're not coming down to the orange either.
Yeah, and it's possible, like, here's the thing. We don't have to do anything. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to hit the top. It doesn't have to hit the bottom. But I think, like, if you get up to those levels, probably good to take note of it, right?
The orange is balance price, realized price, terminal price. Yeah. Maybe we need to add a second ribbon for terminal price where it gives like 2 ribbons on both sides. I don't know what that would be. Like, I don't know how terminal price is calculated. I guess it says
I think
it down
there's a
here,
description down below.
Terminal price created to be top end, back test, protecting almost every price. Terminal price reaches values close to 1. Startups have been a good time. Yeah, it doesn't. Oh, wait. Balance price. Okay, it tells you here. Terminal price is equal to 21 times transferred price. By multiplying by 21, we basically do a reverse supply adjustment. Instead of heavily weighting later behavior, it normalizes historical behavior to today. Okay. What if we did one? I don't know if we could add it, but what if we did one where it calculates the total amount of circulating Bitcoin supply? Like, because there's like law supply and there's Satoshi's wallet and all that. I'm sure that would give us a lower ribbon, but it would still be up here, So kind of like we have 2 ribbons here. We have a second ribbon here. And that would be like the region. Because not to say this is not doable, but like you guys could see the differentiating in like the price action, right? Parabolic runs up, big bear markets, parabolic run up, big bear markets. We're starting to see a different trajectory out of the price, right? And that works both ways. So if we do just slowly grind up like this and don't enter a blow off, we shouldn't, in theory, come back down to these ribbons either, right? And we could just be a slow.
We will probably go well below those ribbons if you really think about it. You know what I mean? Like we'll break it to the downside. There is no cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Louis said, I'm sick of your shit.
What's address count look like here? So that's interesting. Let's put that in log.
Is that just any wallet or like you could filter by
Yeah.
size too? That's usually like
Let's do
greater
greater
than
than-
do like greater than 0.1 Bitcoin or something like that.
See what it looks like in linear. Grouped.
I mean, maybe throw up Bitcoin instead of throw up ETH instead of Bitcoin, and we'll see.
Let's do this.
Let's make that bigger. Do like 1 ETH or something,
1 ETH.
maybe.
See, this was kind of going sideways too, right? As ETH was.
Can you put it in linear mode instead of log? Maybe it'll
Yeah.
show up more. Yeah, see, now it shows up. You could keep the price in log, maybe. The price scale. But like the wallet one, I think it just shows up cleaner and linear.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not even really seeing like a big ramp. Maybe instead of 1 ETH in a wallet, do like 10 or something. Not really. 100. Not really doing
That doesn't
anything.
make sense. It's definitely not dropping.
It's over. Well, that's kind of moving up, funny enough.
Well,
like 10K.
Yeah, if you have, like it's the whales. It's only big money buying right now, right? So that's kind of like we know that's a fact. Big money is buying ETH while small money is capitulating and selling ETH. So that makes a lot of sense. Let's do. Look at 100K.
Okay, so that kind of does make sense.
Yeah.
Because you're like, wait, that doesn't make sense. Why are the wallets dropping? It's like the little boys are selling, and then look at these guys, 100K
And the
ETH
big
in a
boys are
wallet,
buying.
straight up in a straight line.
Yeah, and look what's happened every time.
Look how that correlates to price. That's so interesting.
Yeah.
Guys, do you like BB Terminal? Do you use BB Terminal? Are you seeing the alpha? Or do you just come here to troll me and tell me that I said the cycle top was in? I don't know. Look how clean this is, man.
Yeah. This is the alpha. This is smart money accumulating in droves. Small money, not sure what to do.
If I give you guys a discount code, will you buy BB Terminal today? Will you use it? Or should I just not give discount code? Does anybody want this that Louis is showing you right now? Does anybody want to use this and doesn't have it? And they're like, you know what? Maybe if I had a little discount code. Let me know. Anybody out there? You want a 50% discount code?
I think I have one active for the first month.
Yes. Discount code. Discount code top is in for 90% off. Oh, we're going down more than 90%. At least 99. All right. Louis, you want to show your code or something? I don't really feel like making a new one. Louis can make some money today if he wants.
Yeah. If you guys want to use this code, I'll write it in here.
All right. Fine. You can use Louis' code, guys. You can go to bbterminal.com if you want to sign up, get access to all this stuff. It's elite, honestly. I don't know how else to explain it. There's a ton of stuff on here for free too. You know, like you don't even have to pay for it to use it. But like this stuff that you're looking at right now, you would have to pay for this stuff. But yeah, you can go to bbterminal.com. You'll find it on there. Premium, sign up. If you want to use this, it's good info. What if I don't know how to use it? Yeah, that's going to be a bummer. I'm not going to lie. Now I can, there's some content on it. Like I can make some more videos too, but it should be pretty easy. Like if you look at like the degen section and stuff like that, it literally is like deck screener. Louis, maybe you could show them like degen and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like it's basically just like a deck screener. So like you can just look up any shit coin, and we have custom indicators and stuff on here that make it better. It's got like the orders coming in. Yeah, the degen is free, but you've got like custom indicators and stuff that we built that, you know, just adds a little something extra.
Yeah, tons
So
of
it's cool.
cool stuff on here. Custom trading view. You could save these charts, come back, use them again. You can create a watch list. So like for you degens like me, that you're flipping through low cap tickers, you could add them to your watch list. Keep them here so you can go to them as you know, whenever you please. Tons of indicators.
Wait, Ed said new indicators dropped. What indicators? Click on indicators. Let me see. Looks like devs did something.
Like up here or here.
I don't know. Click on that.
BB indicators.
No. It wouldn't be the. I think it would be the. I didn't make any new ones. Not yet, or not publicly. We're working on the meat stick meter right now, though.
Nice. Let's see here.
Oh, you have order book liquidity. Good. That's what we were looking for. Go to indicators.
It's not going to work for this one. Then let's do a bigger one here. Let's do Xerox. I know that's a big one.
I want to see this. I haven't even looked at it yet. BB order book liquidity ratio down, and then maybe the one above it too. Yeah, let's see. Could you pull up Pepe instead?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this should be showing, like, when we look at Pepe, it'd be the third one down right there. Yeah, that one. It should show ETH order book liquidity. Can you go to, like, yeah, let's throw up both of those. 1, 2. Throw up, like, the daily or 4 hour or something. Let me see how it looks. Yeah, so it's like when you're seeing, I'll have to play around with it, make sure it's working correctly. But basically, it'll show when there's like excess bids. It'll show the thickness of the order book, like bid depth versus ask depth for Ethereum. So you can use, obviously, like whether there's buy pressure, support, resistance, sell pressure, things like that, on ETH to determine where Pepe is going to go, because it trades like a levered ETH. So I'll do some analysis on this. I got to play with it, but it's definitely a cool feature.
Yeah, I like RSI color too.
Can you pull up holder analysis on Pepe at the bottom? The analysis one. The other, yeah. Yeah. I don't know. We'll play with it. I got to see the new stuff. I know we were doing some, we were doing a ton of changes. Let me just see here.
So this is Pepe holder count all time, up and to the right.
Super bearish. You wouldn't get it.
Like this. Bull div on the daily RSI color. Yeah, I love playing around with this, especially for low caps too. Definitely gives you a little more trading edge on lower cap stuff. I've been having a field day. Let's look at the heat maps. So we do a little bit down here around 110. We've got a good amount up here around 117. Let's go monthly. Yeah, 120K. From what I was looking at the heat maps last week, makes sense. You got your Jackson Hole shakeout move. Revisit 120, and then we see. That makes a lot of sense to me. Let's look at ETH. Let's go to like the 3-day. Yeah, took out all this. Right. This was all late FOMO longers Friday, getting liquidated over the weekend. This was shorts getting wrecked on Friday. Interesting. Yeah. Super locally here, 12-hour. This was taken out this morning.
I am not bearish. You're a clown. I am not bearish. I'm bullish altcoins. All right, Tommy, let's wrap it up. I'm done. I'm going to have some lunch.
All right, guys, it's time for lunch. This show had a little bit of everything, but yeah, the cycle top is in. I think that's the and Max is bearish. Those are the two primary takeaways from today's show. We hope you guys enjoyed the stream today, though, all things considered. It's a long week. We do this roundabout on pretty much like every Monday for the last 2 months. Is a deeper correction coming? Is the bottom in? Let us know in the comments. But leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content today. If you're new to the channel, a reminder that we are live for Market Check 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday around the exact same time, 11:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So yeah, you can check us out again next Wednesday. Of course, we also have Market Talk hosted by the legendary King Wabi. That is an X Spaces hosted through the Because Bitcoin account as well as Wabi's personal account. So make sure to stay following and subscribe to both of those accounts so you can be notified, not just when we schedule those spaces, but of course, also when we go live. A reminder that we have also launched some brand new products for you guys to be able to conquer these markets. We've been showing you a bit of the BB terminal today. So if you are interested in, taking that leap, we do have more information linked in the description below. We'll also play a quick ad for the BB terminal here as we exit the show. But a reminder that we also did just launch our brand new DGen page. So if you're looking for an edge on chain, you can find that through the BB terminal, guys. But yeah, we also have launched a brand new signals Discord. So if you're looking for actionable lower time frame signals on things like Solana, Pepe, Dogecoin, using the Volume Fusion Pro, which is objectively speaking kicking the market's ass, check that out as well. I'm sure we'll drop a link in the comments, but we also have it linked in the description and, of course, on our X feed. So check that out as well. All you have to do is sign up using our Blofin ref link, do some trading there, and you will get access to those very high-level signals. But that's it from us, guys. We hope you enjoyed. Gosh, butters. We hope you enjoyed the show. We'll be back on Wednesday, but until then, guys, thanks again. And, of course, stay safe.
Tired of outdated trading tools, confused charts, dozens of tabs, endless stress? You're not alone. Introducing BB Terminal, your all-in-one command center for crypto trading. Track your portfolio. Monitor the markets. Stay ahead, all in one place. From chaos to clarity, from struggle to success. BB Terminal.